Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, March 24th. Happy Hump Day, everyone.
Happy Hump Day.
Yeah. Always good to know that. I'm Tori here with Lindsay and Al. Let's get started because we're continuing to follow the mass shooting in Boulder, Colorado, which is incredibly close to where we are now physically and in our hearts. The city is coming together today to mourn the 10 victims that were killed. We're also learning more about those people. In addition to the 51-year-old veteran police officer, others include 3 supermarket employees who were working the afternoon shift. There was also a dad who recently walked his daughter down the aisle. There was a repairman who had just fixed a coffee machine at the Starbucks store. There was also a local shop owner and more. We're also learning more about the suspect who's been charged with now 10 counts of murder. Investigators claim the 21-year-old legally purchased an assault weapon 1 week before the shooting spree, despite concerns about his mental health. Locally, people are reacting, including the coach of the Denver Nuggets, who broke down in tears talking about the officer who lost his life. Take a look.
And police officer Eric Talley, who father of 7 kids. So we keep all of them in our thoughts and prayers.
I don't know how you don't cry. After 2 mass shootings in less than a week, President Biden is pushing Congress now to pass stronger gun control laws, hinting that if they don't act, he will take executive action. But others say this isn't about gun laws. It's actually about mental health. DBL Nation, when we get into a deep discussion, we go to you. We want to know what you think. Should there be a ban on assault-style weapons? Please go to dblvote.com to have your voice heard. Lindsay, how do you feel about, we had one before, and Biden was a big part of creating that assault weapons ban. What do you think?
I think that part of what Biden is suggesting is stronger background checks. And to me, that's the part that stuck out to me, because if you saw the history of this criminal, he had things that he'd done in high school and other issues that may have been red flags, whether it was on social media or actually harming other people, not killing them, but things that would say you have a criminal or mental health background that would make you not qualify for a gun. And so I don't think think this is the time for all the Democrats to throw a million things that they want in gun reform into one bill, make it really specific. And I think that mental health portion and that stronger background check portion are really important to evaluate who gets a gun and who doesn't.
That's a smart idea about being specific in it so it's not so broad, because 90% of people like a background check, including Republicans, and 71% like having stricter gun control laws, but that's also with Republicans. So it's kind of a bipartisan issue if you look at it. What do you think about that, Al?
I don't know. I don't really know where we're talking. I think the gun control discussion is over. I mean, we're awash with guns. I mean, I don't know how many guns it is per person in this country, but it's more than a 1-to-1 ratio. So at this point, and I don't want to throw my hands up, but I feel like we all kind of have. You know, they're almost happening.
So you're just going to give up?
I think we all have, Tori. We've been basically kind of reopened for a week. We've had 7. I mean, do we want to play semantics here? Or do we want to be honest as adults and be like, I think we've all accepted this. Whether we want to admit it or not, we've accepted it.
And I think that that's like a stance that I understand, because I think we were all exhausted by so many issues that transpired over the last year alone, where I've been like, I give up. But I think we can't sit back and do nothing. We had a quiet year where we watched way less mass shootings happen, and so we have to stand up and do something. And the fact that the shooter, and this struck me so hard last night to find out that he bought the gun on March 16th, the same day as the Atlanta mass shooting, you know, if there was a stronger background check and a waiting period, perhaps we would have not had this happen. And so I think that this is something that we really need to look at and examine what's happening before it gets out of control again, because I think we're at a place where we can correct, because we had this year and some change off from all these mass shootings.
I hope you're right.
And I hear you. I do hear the exhaustion and how nothing ever gets done, but I feel like progress takes time. Like, women didn't get the vote for years and they kept going, and they didn't give up. That's why you need activists and you need people to stand up.
But we're averaging a mass shooting per day at this point.
Yeah,
so
I hear you.
That's kind of problematic.
That's fair.
And I think we've been kind of laid off from them because everybody's been locked down. But as soon as we reopened, here we are.
It's become like baseball, apple pie, mass shootings.
Wait till school starts.
Yeah. All right, final vote here. We got 69% of you say yes, should there be a ban, and about 31% of you say no. That's actually really congruous with what's going on in the national poll, according to Pew Research. So interesting that it matched that.
In order to get this passed, they need at least 10 Senate Republicans. So I just want to make sure that we're clear that we can't just throw everything in there. You have to actually negotiate and have conversations about what is going to be effective and compromise.
Yeah, and the good thing is that Joe Biden, for 40 years, was a good compromiser in the Senate, going across the aisle. So let's hope.
Do you think you can get 10 Republican senators to vote on this?
It really depends what the wording is, I think. I think it really depends what's in there. You said there's a strong background check, people that support it. And so what are we trying to pass? Are we trying to ban all rifles?
Right.
Are we saying that everybody with an AK-47 is shooting people? Because the numbers don't show that. What are we actually trying to get changed?
Yeah.
And we need to see those words.
Is it getting rid of guns? Is it making harder to get guns? Is it a background check? Right. And I like your idea of being specific. I really think that's smart. Let us know what you guys think, because it's been a hard week for all of us. Well, today is the day that millions more Americans will start to see those stimulus checks. I'm sure that's making people happy. Hitting their accounts, the IRS said its second batch of payments should start showing up today. And if you don't see it today, don't worry. This is not the final group of deposits. Meantime, a lot of people are talking about Vegas, which saw huge crowds of people storm the Strip this weekend. A lot of folks there said they're using their $1,400 payments to cover the costs for their hotels, booze, and partying. But a lot of people are asking, does it make sense to spend your stimulus money on partying or gambling, or shouldn't that money go to better use like paying bills? Or
who said that? Our fathers? Wow. It's a funny day.
I want to tell you, I was in Uber last week, and my driver actually told me, he asked me, I thought it was odd, did you get your stimulus?
How rude.
And I thought that was funny.
That's so rude.
But that's how we started the conversation. And then the second thing he said is, oh yeah, I just got back from Vegas. I got mine last week. And so this is actually a real experience that I had. This man went to Vegas.
Wow.
And I'm always a big fan of, if it's not your money, then don't get out of someone's pockets, right? Because unless you're paying their bills, I don't know why you're counting them.
Erica Cobb told me that too. Stay out of people's bedrooms, which I would try to get like all hussy about, and stay out of people's wallets.
Right.
I have
they might have the extra
that's
money to
your
go to Vegas.
choice to do what you want. What are we up here to tell you after a crappy year?
Well, what if somebody says, I pay taxes, and I feel like I have a right I paid into that. I have a right to say, hey, I would at least like for you to spend that on what we all pulled that money together for.
And I would say, if I'm going to Vegas with my money, I say I also pay taxes. and I want my own agency to do what I want with my own wallet.
Okay, but you would be slurring when you said that.
Yes.
4 drinks deep.
What's your
Everybody should
favorite?
enjoy themselves, treat themselves.
Right?
I believe in that.
I have no issue with this. What is your favorite Vegas gambling machine?
Wow.
Oh my
You sound
gosh.
you sound like an alien that's like on this planet and just trying to use human lingo. What's your favorite fun time with humans? No, I'm a roulette guy because you don't have to know anything. You just put your money down.
That's good.
33 black.
I'm a grandma. I just had the classic penny
slots.
slots.
Me too, penny
You know
slots.
I'm right there at the slots.
Lindsay's like one
I
of those
gotta
old
use
grandmas that rides
$10.
the bus to Atlantic City with her change purse. I feel lucky today.
I only use spare change.
I told him penny, and I like the Wheel of Fortune one.
That's a fun
Yeah,
one.
but that
That's
one
a
you
good
never win because the jackpot is so high. I always go for the jackpot.
Good for
Never
you.
get it.
Oh, it's good times, those machines. All right, some good news for you before we go to break. This painting titled Game Changer by a famous English graffiti artist, I always say this wrong, Banksy. Right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Has sold for a record-breaking $23 million. It shows a little boy playing with a nurse action figure complete with a cape. It was given to a hospital in Britain by the artist to celebrate healthcare workers. And the vast majority of the money from the sale will be donated back to the hospital, as well as to the health organizations and charities across the country. If you don't know Banksy, no one knows who he is. He's an anonymous graffiti artist, much like a Basquiat. And his stuff, people go crazy for. And one sold in auction, and as it was getting sold and bid, he had it in the painting shred itself.
Which I appreciate his art, but that to me, if I was the buyer, no matter how rich I was, I would be highly offended.
You would? That's questioning what art value really is. I think that's fabulous. No.
Because you didn't pay for it.
Exactly.
Lindsay, do you want to know what Tori's brain is telling her to say instead of Banksy?
Yeah,
because it
is it
seems like you
Banksy?
catch yourself. What do you want to say?
I want to say Banksy.
Oh.
Because you don't usually put the letters. It's like, you know.
Banksy.
I mean, he's only been around for 14 years, so
Yeah, it's time to get
take
it
your
together.
time.
I'm only an art history major, literally an art history major. But if the Keith Harings, if you guys don't know, are like the
We don't know.
Okay, I'll just say people now.
I know.
Thank
I
you.
love Keith Haring, yes.
Sounds like an old black R&B singer. I don't know.
He has all the little people over.
And he would do it in the
stuff.
subways in
Yeah.
New York.
Like
All over, just
I'm going to show
spray
you
paint.
afterwards.
Okay.
You
I
do
might
know.
have to- yeah.
You do know. But people will cut that stuff out because it's worth millions, or take down doors because he does it on walls and stuff. So it's kind of a guerrilla way of doing art.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it went to a good cause. I'm really happy
I am
about that.
too.
He's using all this money that I think is preposterous for good stuff. So
I wonder if it's a he or a she.
Oh, yeah, they.
That's a good point.
They.
What if it's me?
No, nope.
Coming up on DBL.
Would you be able to say your own name?
That's true.
I'm Banksy.
I say it wrong. It's all a red herring. An accident changed a woman's life forever, but that did not stop her from her career dreams. This is an amazing Heartthreads, and we need one today. And cinnamon toast shrimp? Why one man's picture is going viral, and how the cereal company is responding to this photo and the one with the shrimp.
Closed captioning provided by
Right now, we're all patiently waiting our turn for the COVID-19 vaccine. We're all eager to get back out there and see friends and family. And officials say that once you and your friends are fully vaccinated, gathering will generally be safe. But what exactly does it mean to be fully vaccinated? Let's verify with information from the FDA and the CDC. Let's start with Pfizer. You get your first shot, and then the FDA says you should wait another 3 weeks, or about 21 days. You then get your second shot. 2 weeks after that, the CDC says you've reached your height of immunity. Moderna is pretty similar. You get your first shot and then you wait a month, or around 28 days. You then get your second, and 2 weeks later, you've reached your top immunity. Now to Johnson & Johnson. It's just one shot, and then 2 weeks later, the CDC says you're all cleared. But even after that point, our experts stress that when you're in public, you should wear one of these masks. Now, if you've seen anything else that you want verified, just email the whole team at verify@WUSA9.com. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back to DBL. Look at all our cute little coworkers at home working during their pandemic. We are so thankful for all of you. You're working hard, staying healthy. Hey, Angelica. What up, Alexa? We miss each and every one of you. Well, we wanted to get to this comedian's tweets. I don't know if you've seen this. I went deep into this hole, y'all. It's a viral video after he allegedly discovered shrimp tails inside a box of his favorite cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Jensen Karp is married to Danielle Fishel, who, yes, played Topanga on the 90s sitcom Boy Meets World. Everyone freaked out about that. On Monday, Jensen posted this photo. It shows what appears to be shrimp tails found inside the cereal. The company responded, saying that after further investigation, the tails actually appear to be just an accumulation of cinnamon sugar. Jensen then responded that after further investigation with his eyes, they were in fact cinnamon-coated shrimp tails. He also posted more photos of string found inside the bag and squares with these black marks baked into them that he was worried was something disgusting, and more black bits at the bottom of the bag as well. Now, the company has asked him to take the box to the police so they could investigate if there was any package tampering. Jensen is sending the company some of the suspicious shrimp to be analyzed, but also posted this pic taking the box to an independent lab himself. Ew.
Yeah.
First of all, you know what he said? I read deeply. He goes, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my favorite cereal. I have it every day.
That's why I don't want to do the story, but go ahead.
And he said, I bought the Kyle Irving Cinnamon Toast Crunch sneakers. Like this.
Kyrie Irving?
That's what I said.
Kyle Irving is the guy that works at the
Kyrie.
station.
That's what I said.
Yeah. No.
Come on, Tori, we got this.
But like he's like, why would I want to do this? All they had to say is, we got this. We'll look into it. There seems to be tape on the bottom, like someone might have gotten into it. We're going to take him away from the Costco that you got it. But instead, he's like, you gaslit me. And that's not
How
the
many years of
PR
embarrassment
mistake.
would it have saved everybody watching it, everybody on this panel, if you just didn't double down when you got caught?
Totally.
If you were just like, yeah, man, I ate your leftovers. I didn't know they were yours.
Right.
Now you and your roommate, it's not weird for the next 2 years because you both know you're
About lasagna.
Just the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. First of all, I don't want this story in the news for 3 more days because I feel like that's the only cereal that you can just eat with your hand right out of the
You
box.
can do Life,
and
too.
You're not considered an animal. Lindsay, am I wrong? I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch just by the handful.
I've been eating cereal for the first time in like a decade since quarantine started, and this is grossing me out so much. And it only takes one image to make me stop eating something, like for years.
So no more.
And this is, I'm done with, sorry, Cinnamon
what do
Toast
you eat?
Crunch.
What's your cereal?
I'm going back to Honey Nut Cheerios. That's where I was at. Okay, grandma. It is what it is. I'm a grandma, and that's what it is.
She takes a bunch. She's like, these are sweet.
This has a kick of sweetness to it, a little honey. Yeah, I think they should have not doubled down. My dad always says it's not the crime that's the worst thing; it's the cover-up.
That's right.
Totally agree. All right, let's get to this. Kim Kardashian has been busy transforming her backyard into a little miniature town. The reality TV star has built a little hidden hills behind her mansion in Calabasas. Check it out. The miniature version of the town includes a row of shops, a Starbucks, an ATM machine. That's a Lego castle on the end, complete with a slide. The town also features a KKW beauty store named after her makeup line and a mini little retro style West diner nearby. There's no word on why Kim built the miniature town, but according to the Daily Mail, it may have something to do with the Easter holiday next weekend. Or, the newspaper says, Kim could also be looking to do something special for her kids during her impending divorce from Kanye. I think she's probably advertising or marketing. That's what they always are doing.
I know, but don't you know that kids that like have divorced parents, when one parent always, I saw that growing up, tries to be the fun, happy parent, and I feel like that's what this is.
You
like
do?
Going in that backyard would be like the best thing ever, and then I realized, wait, my parents are still not together. This is not good.
But that's usually the parent that doesn't have full custody. It's like the dad that comes every other weekend, like, we went to Disney World, have fun at school with mom, she's mean. Like, you know, like, I think this is, I don't know if they're just trying to overcompensate, but I just worry about the kids.
I don't, they're fine.
I worry that if you have too,
they're fine.
Honestly,
They're
if you
fine.
have too much, nothing affects you. Like, kids don't need all that. But who am I? I'm not their parent, but I think that's weird.
I think they actually raise good kids. I think they're good parents. I like all the sisters. They don't drink, they don't do alcohol, they don't curse, they don't do drugs. And I think the kids will be raised well. I think this is purely marketing, and they're going to have an Easter party back there.
All right, we'll see. I know you love the Kardashians, so I am not about to argue with you about this.
Come at me. Let's have a debate. I love it. All right, we'll be right back with an amazing Heart Threads you're going to want to tune into. It's for our healthcare workers out there. Take a look.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live.
Hello there.
Now, a lot of people don't know, but your film debut was in the Denzel Washington blockbuster Training Day. What do you remember most about that experience?
Welcome back to DBL. I love today's Heart Threads. It's all about determination. So after an accident left her paralyzed from the waist down, this hospital nurse is showing us that if we persevere, we can achieve anything.
This woman, who is paraplegic, is now a working nurse. Almost 6 years ago, Lindsay Runkle had a mountain biking accident. The accident left her paralyzed from the waist down.
I did have a lot of doubts as to what I was going to be able to do going forward.
But Lindsay didn't quit and became UConn's first ever paraplegic nursing student. Now, she's working as a nurse at Yale New Haven Hospital.
And then just getting a job, it kind of really brought it all together that like all this hard work that I put in and all this like positive energy that I put towards this is really, it's paid off, and now I'm able to work and I don't feel like I'm in a wheelchair.
Lindsay inspires her coworkers and patients alike.
She's a huge role model. She really is. I think when all of her patients look at her and they're just wowed by her.
Lindsay hopes her story will teach others never to give up.
Don't renegotiate your goal because somebody else tells you you can't get there. You can. You just have to keep pushing, and it really does fall into place.
Love that. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
On average, women make 82 cents for every dollar a man makes, which is why they would have to work into late March to make the same as a man does in a year. But now check out the demographics. For Black women, Equal Pay Day falls on August 3rd. For Latinas, it's October 21st. At the rate we're going, we won't reach equal pay for men and women until the year 2106. And you can blame the pandemic in part. A record number of women, at least 2.1 million, were forced out of their jobs when coronavirus hit. By January of 2021, nearly 80% of working adults who'd left their jobs were women. That's according to the National Women's Law Center. Often, women were forced to leave so they could take care of kids no longer going to school. And it's not just women paying the price. It meant families had less money coming in. It also hurts local and state economies that depend on those dollars coming in. Or should we say, those 82 cents.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. Identity fraud scams skyrocketed last year during the pandemic, and a new report reveals that total fraud loss climbed to $56 billion last year. $43 billion of that was just identity fraud. Consumers spent more time at home last year and relied on streaming services and digital payments, so scammers targeted people online using fake email addresses that were super similar to companies consumers subscribed to. People between 57 and 75 years old were impacted especially hard by robocalls, IRS scams, and Social Security fraud. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more.
Wow. This happened yesterday to my girl's mother. She calls my girl and she says, I don't use my Venmo, but I just got an email saying that there's unclaimed funds in there.
I got the same thing.
Yeah, and like, so you're supposed to go to Venmo and you claim the funds, and then the people email you like, hey, I accidentally Venmo'd you. Can you send me that money back? Then you email them that money back, and then they close their account and then they take your money. It's some kind of scam, but this happened yesterday.
I got a text saying you have unaccepted cash that is just yours. And my first instinct was like, ooh. And then I'm like, Tori, you talk about LifeLock on the show.
Well, I mean, one way to handle it is how Colin, my boyfriend, handles it. He answers the phone like, let me hurry up and give you my social right now to not waste time. Or he texts back, and they're just like, they get really mad about that.
Wow. Yeah, you have to be careful, and I like that we're specifically pointing out the parents or the grandparents out there. You just want to check in and be diligent. They can lose their whole life savings. All right. Well, goodbye to our coworkers at home today. When the pandemic is over, we promise we'll be back together in the studio. DBL's new every day. We will see you same time, same place tomorrow. Stay safe, y'all.
Thank you.